Hey lovelies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be a review and try on video. Now the palette that I'm going to be reviewing and trying on is this Violet Voss Taupe Notch palette. I actually got this palette off of Boxycharm during one of their mega sales or whatever it's called. Anyway, so here's what the palette looks like. So I'm just going to do a review and try on of it. Let me show you what the inside looks like. So it's true to its name. It's a taupe palette. It's pretty a cool toned palette, but I did want to do a review and try on of it, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into this video. Alright, so I am going to zoom you guys in. Alright, so let's get started. So, like I kind of already showed, it is a very cool toned palette, very neutral. It's a very neutral palette. So I think the first shade I'm going to go into is going to be Bestis, which is this cool tone, kind of like tan shade there. I'm going to go in with that one first just to use it as my base shade or my transition shade. So I did think this palette looked pretty interesting. I have quite a few Violet Voss palettes. I do like their quality. I think it's kind of like, I don't know, some people like their quality, other people don't. I like their quality. I think they have pretty good quality. I will say they are kind of more of a pricier brand. Their palettes are not cheap. I think this retails for $45 on their website. But during the Boxycharm mega sale thing, I got it for $15. So I think that's a pretty good steal of a deal. So I am kind of familiar with their formula. Like I said, I have tried out some of their palettes before. Alright, so that seems to be blending out pretty well. Like I said, I am kind of familiar with their formula, but I know with any brand, some palettes can be hit or miss. But this one does seem to be pretty pigmented and is blending pretty well so far. Although this is the first shade, so I can't really... That's not my final thoughts on things. But it is pigmented and blending so far. Speaking of Boxycharm, they just sent a notice that they're raising their base box price, which I'm really not too thrilled about. They're raising it to $27.99 now, which then they're going to have tax and everything for that, so it's depending on your state and stuff, it could be like a $30 box now. So, be completely honest, I'm really not happy about that, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. I may end up canceling one of my boxes, just because it's starting to get really pricey. Like the premium box is now $40 a month, and then the Boxy Luxe is now $60, which I don't know if they're going to charge more because the base box went up, so I don't know. So I'm just going to have to wait to see until I get my new boxes with the price increase and see if it's really worth it. I don't think I'm going to completely cancel all of them, but I am leaning right now towards canceling Boxy Luxe because Boxy Luxe has not been really great lately, and then now that they've increased the price, I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see. Alright. But let me know what you guys think. Alright, so that's on. So, it is a very cool tone palette, so I don't have many options because some of these shades, I will say, kind of do look kind of similar when it comes to the mattes. These two look pretty similar. There may be just like a hint difference, but I think I'm going to go into Royal right here. Just kind of blend that out on the crease as well. This is very much more a cool toned brown that I'm going into now. I will say I'm kind of disappointed there's not like a black shade or a darker brown shade, because the darkest brown matte shade is this one over here, and I'm not sure that's going to be deep enough for me personally, considering like you have some really dark shimmers over here. I kind of wish they would have added a black to this, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be fine. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think of the price increase. It's kind of annoying because when they increased the price of premium in the Boxyluxe, I could have sworn, I didn't save the email, but I could have sworn they had said that they weren't going to raise the price of the base box, and then lo and behold, like a month or so later, they're raising it. I do understand that things are kind of pricier right now. Prices are fluctuating, you know, and everything. But I really feel like, to be completely honest, the quality of Boxyluxe has gone down and the price has gone up. So I'm hoping that since they've increased it, that it's going to get a lot better, like quality-wise, because if it doesn't, then yeah, I think they're going to lose a lot of people, including me, because I was already on the verge of, I don't know, it's just been so hit or miss lately with their boxes. Like, some of them are pretty good, and then other ones are really not that great at all. So, you know, or at least the base, at least my last base box that I got, I was like, $25, yeah, it's okay deal, but now if I'm going to be paying like $28, $29, almost $30, I better be really happy with my boxes, or else it's not going to be worth it anymore. Anyways, I didn't mean to go on a tandem about Boxycharm. It's just that has been on my mind lately, especially with, like I said, receiving the notice that they're increasing the prices again, or the price of the base. Alright, so I am noticing that with these mattes, because they're all kind of similar, I'm really not going to be able to, like, change really the shades much. I mean, if I keep blending it out with these mattes, it's going to start looking really muddy and stuff. So I think that's all I'm going to do for the base. Now I will go ahead and kind of deepen up the corners a bit with this dark brown, which is just called Extra. Because like I said, they're all very similar tones. I just don't think if I tried another brown that it's going to really look any different than what it looks like now. Maybe get a little darker, but that's about it. So I'm just going to go into that dark shade Extra and just kind of tap that out. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it that well, because like I said, it's really not that dark. Yeah, I don't even think you can see it that well. So okay. Maybe I'll try a different shade. Alright, so I think I'm going to try to go into the other shade next to it, which is called World Class. Although this isn't a matte shade though, this is like one with a little bit of sparkle, but it is darker than the one I was trying, so we'll see if I can deepen it up using that. Yeah, that's working a bit better. Yeah, that's working a lot better, and I don't really see much of the shimmer on it, so this will be a good shade to blend on the crease, or the edge, to deepen up the edges with. Alright, and then to go in with a shimmer shade, I think I'm going to go into this kind of silver shade here called Numero Uno. And we'll see how that looks. Looks like a nice silver, light silverish shade, maybe a little dark. Looks like a nice silver shade. Very cool toned silver. I have to say, I was kind of hoping it'd be a little more brighter than that, but it did kind of look like one of those shades that looks like it could come across more darker. I'd almost call that like a gray. That's okay, I'll put this in the middle, and then I'll go in with another shade. Yeah, I don't know. It's not the shade's fault. But I think I'm going to go into, I don't know, I really wish they had a really bright silver shade, but they don't. I think I'm just going to go into the shade Super over here, and we'll see how that looks. Still not quite that pop. I have to say I'm really not that impressed with the shimmers. I think they're a little bit lacking and they're a little bit on the chalky side. Yeah, I'm really not blown away by them. Yeah, they're pretty disappointing. So it's really just not popping like I want it to. I really feel like that silver shade should have been way more shinier than it is. Like, it's just kind of a muted gray. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I'll just let it speak for itself. But it's really just not popping. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to finish up the rest of my eyes off camera. Go ahead and blend out under my bottom lash line, mascara, lips, all that good stuff. And then I'll be back to tell you guys my final thoughts on the palette. Alright, so I'm back. The rest of my makeup is finished. Eyes are all done. Alright, so final thoughts on the palette. I'm going to be completely honest. This really isn't my favorite palette. And I wasn't really impressed or blown away with it. I will say I don't think the issue lies with the mattes. I think it has a pretty decent amount of mattes, and although they are similar, I could see them working pretty well. You definitely probably wouldn't use like all 5 mattes on your eyes or anything, because the look is going to look basically the same, because they are taupe shades, so they are different, but they do look pretty similar, and you can only do so much with them. The real issue I have is with the shimmers. I'm really just not blown away with the quality of the shimmers. They're chalky and they just, I don't know, they just don't look the greatest. I'm going to swatch some just so you guys can see, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being picky, but they're just not shimmery enough for me. Like, they're kind of like that metallic metal look, like with the reflect, but like, I don't know, like they don't look bad, but it's just not like, wow, I'm not blown away. They're really, maybe it's the shades, they're dark. So dark shimmer doesn't really show up to me personally that well. I like more brighter, not really bright like in color, but like brighter as in lighter toned shimmer shades. And they do have some, but let me swatch them. I don't know, I just don't feel like they go in. I don't feel like they match well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not feeling this palette, because they're not that bad like swatching them, but of course swatches are different than applying them on the eyes. I just feel like this doesn't look as nice and as bright as I would like it to. It doesn't look bad. It's just not the type of quality I would expect from a $45 palette. I mean, granted, I paid $15 for this, but it is $45 on the website, and these just don't look, I don't know. There's the reflect there definitely, but I don't know, I'm just not wowed by it. Maybe I'm being picky. Am I being picky? I don't feel like I am. Because I was really disappointed with the shade that I put in the inner corner. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't look bam, you know? Just kind of looks like, eh. So yeah, so I'm not blown away by this palette. Will I use it? Yes, but I wouldn't suggest this to you all. Like, I wouldn't suggest go rush out there and buy it unless this looks like a type of palette that you think you'll like. But for that price tag, no. There's ColourPop palettes that I would refer over this one. Even some of the other ones that I just can't think of. But yeah. So yeah, this wasn't my favorite. I'm not blown away by it. I don't think it's anything that great. But yeah, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, because that really helps out my channel a lot. And also let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of my review today. Did you guys agree or do you disagree? Let me know down below, because I love chatting with you guys. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!